knew what it was when you signed up. Deal with it or you move on. Right.
You know, Sistas fans, let me just start it off by saying, honestly, I'm waiting until after tonight's new episode and the promo for the season finale before I do like a bunch of videos based on the season 7 trailer that dropped earlier this week. Because I feel like, maybe this upcoming episode tonight and the trailer might kind of fill in some blanks for us as the show takes a 3-month time jump into the future in season 7. But I just had to make a quick video about the subject of Danny, Tony, his kids, and people who are clamoring about, Danny needs to leave this chump and go back to Preston. Because if you ask me, heck no, this does not need to happen. I'm tired of these good men. Notice I didn't say perfect, I didn't say stellar or great, but relatively good men just being benched while these women go out and sleep with how many other dudes. And then when they figure out, you know what, I had a good man all along, or, this guy isn't who I thought he was, or there's too much baggage, they decide to take their trifling behinds back to that good man who's just supposed to sit there and wait. And heaven help them if they decide to get up from the bench and it's like, you know what, I need to find someone who's less drama, who appreciates me for who I am, and is overall just a better woman in general. And if they decide to do so, the women just decide to tear those men down. Men ain't nothing, and all men are trash, and I don't know. But yeah, so some people in the comments have said, well, I don't know if that's Tony's office, Jeremy. Maybe that's like Tony's house or something, because Danny does look like she has like wet hair and all, so maybe she just took a shower or something, because it does look like she's trying to like cover herself up when she notices the kids in there. And then at the airport, Tony said like, look, you knew what this was when you signed up for it, so how you handle it, that's another problem. Basically, hey, this is the way it is. These kids are part of my life, so either you can handle it or don't. Maybe a good way of theorizing how things turn out, maybe this is Tony's house, and after spending a night together or something, Danny comes out of the shower, but the next day she realizes that, the ex-wife dropped the kids off for Tony. I don't know. I'm just theorizing, but, hey, this is a rude awakening for her, and I don't feel bad for her whatsoever. But you could make the argument, well, Jeremy, you talk about how Danny runs around while she just keeps Preston on the bench, but didn't Preston kind of do the same thing to Mindy? You are not wrong. That is a very good comparison, but at the same time, it's like I said a few weeks ago. Preston, proposing to Danny, who said no, and then rushing to get engaged to another woman, and then still wanting to talk with Danny makes no sense. However, the difference in what he did versus what Danny's doing, no, Danny hasn't gotten engaged to someone else or proposed. That's not it. What I'm saying is, unlike Danny, Preston is being transparent. He's saying, hey, Mindy's back in Texas now, and I still don't know if the engagement was called off. My headcanon says it was, because I don't see Danny being the one to suggest a relationship knowing that Preston is still engaged. So I'm thinking that, he did send Mindy back to Texas and the engagement was called off, but maybe she did keep the ring until, Preston sorted things out. But at the same time, you have to look at it from the perspective of Danny saying like, oh, I'm not a whore, because guess what? He slept with me, and, he was a stranger. I was a stranger to him. But the difference being that Danny has a seemingly higher body count than Preston, because I don't know if this was ever revealed or confirmed, but the two black women, the veterinarian, and then I think the one Danny knows from like a yoga or Zumba class or whatever, I don't think Preston slept with either of them. Now, you could argue that the vet, because remember when they went to the salon to get her hair done, they talked about how they had a long night together, caught in the rain or something. So I don't know. Maybe she did have sex with him, but regardless, it didn't really matter because Danny and Preston weren't even together at that time. But with Danny, the guys were just going in and out of her apartment. So to compare Preston dating other women compared to you just sleeping with all these other guys makes no sense whatsoever. So I hope 3 months later, Preston is in Texas. He's married to Mindy, and they're happy. There is no reason to have Danny crawl back to him and then he take her back. That is just stupid. But then again, we've seen stupid things in the show before. But there are new writers, so it's possible that they're going to change things up. And I just hope this does show Danny that the grass isn't always greener in the other cow pasture. Because, well, this is what happens. And like I said before, I love that these characters are seeing the consequences of their actions and their choices. Because when you have good people in your life, not even just romantically, but I mean just like friends or whatever, sometimes you push those good people aside because you feel like, oh, I deserve to be around, more successful people, or I deserve a man who, is better for me than this guy. And then it turns out that the other guy wasn't the problem. It was all you. And I just hope that it's a situation where Tony doesn't put up with Danny's bullshit. So now it's like, I got to deal with this man. He got an ex-wife. He got 2 kids. Preston had like the racist step siblings, but damn, it wasn't that bad. At least I was able to run those 2 fools over with a golf cart. So yeah, I don't feel bad for Danny. This is just like the Andy situation with Penelope and whatnot. I don't feel bad for her. They made their bed and they laid in it multiple times with multiple men. So this is what happens. This is what happens. Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I just hope Preston is off screen forever in Texas happy, or pops in to team at some point. I don't know. But yeah, I do not want to see Destin be back together. Somebody even made a joke, what's going to happen at Zach and Fatima's wedding if Preston shows up? That would be funny if he shows up with Mindy and they're married. And that would be kind of funny though. It's like all these various men that the women have like kicked to the curb show up to the wedding, and they're doing well for themselves because they have new women in their lives who are treating them well. I know some characters, to my knowledge, don't really know Zach and Fatima all that well. Like, for example, okay, Preston showing up makes sense. He knows Zach pretty well. So imagine Danny sees, because I'm saying Danny because at this point, it seems that Fatima is going to be in the sister circle starting in season 7. So Danny's there at the wedding and she sees Preston there with Mindy. They're married and they're happy. Then, of course, you have, I don't think Aaron shows up. I don't really see a reason for it. Let's just say Aaron shows up with Jennifer or some other woman and they're together. No. Aaron shows up with Pam and they're happy together. Karen is just, pregnant and sad. Then from there we got Robin, because remember, even though I don't think Zach has ever met Robin, oh man, he did help him get out of jail. I can see Robin there. He's with a new chick. Andy's looking messed up. Then Sabrina. Well, I don't know if has Zach ever met Calvin? I know that they were all outside of the salon at the beginning of the season, but I don't think they really interacted. But whatever. Let's just say Calvin shows up. He's with Peggy. They're happy. And then Sabrina's looking messed up. It would be hilarious. So with that being said, yeah, I don't think Preston needs to come back. Let me know your thoughts and get back together with Danny. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. This is what she gets.